Hello, Belen. Hello, Serene. Hello, Goose and Shuren and Nora. Hello, Dina. Hello, Luke. Hello, Richard and Armand and Sabri and Joey. Hello. Well, be careful driving. I'll be with you in just a minute. All right. Hell, ChatGPT was not working for a while this morning. It seems to be okay now, but it was down for a while. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I could use Gemini, but I'd prefer to use ChatGPT because that's where I do most of my work. So it already knows all the background that it needs. I don't have to explain things as much. It knows what I want because I've used it for a while. It gets better the more you use it. That's my opinion or experience. Is that the more you use it, the more it knows about you, the better the answers are sometimes. Um, no, 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 no. Try that again. Or maybe it's not working. Retry. Something went wrong. Retry. Well, okay, something is weird. Let me try again. Start with creating the list for emotions and mental states first. 'Cause, 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 Good. It's working on it now. Yeah, Sigmund says the better that they spy on us. But, you know, honestly, first of all, I am what we call a peon. Do you know what a peon is? There's your vocabulary for the day, the first vocabulary word for the day. The word peon. It means I'm completely and totally unimportant. And so whatever they spy on about me has no value because I am no one. So I don't really care. Excuse me. My allergies are bad today. Okay. Sabri, yes, grammar is important. Okay, but we're not talking about grammar today. We're talking about vocabulary, and I'm going to show you what we're going to talk about. That's correct, Newman. Peon. Like a peasant means I'm nobody. I'm of no importance. Okay, here is our first word. We're going to talk about emotions and mental states. So here's what I'm going to do today. We're going to talk about vocabulary words, mostly advanced vocabulary words, but we're going to talk about vocabulary words based on different topics or contexts. Okay, so like conversational scenarios or situations or different contexts. Okay? So the first one that we're going to talk about is a good one. It's emotions and mental states, right? So we're going to talk about advanced vocabulary words to describe emotions and mental states. And the first word is melancholy. A good word. Melancholy. It means a deep, pensive, often long-lasting sadness. So it's basically just means like a really deep, deep sadness. And it's usually long-lasting. Okay, so it's not just one day. It's many, many days. Okay? And where do we get the word melancholy from? In Greek, the word melas means black and chole means bile. And the reason why was because the Greeks believed in a system of medicine based on something called the four humors. And what this was they believed that there were four materials inside the body that were important to have in balance. They have to be a balanced, the right balanced order, we'll call it. Okay? And if they weren't balanced, then you get sick. And one of the four humors was bile. And they believed that if you had too much bile in your system, then you became sad. So that's where they get the word melancholy from black bile. So she sat by the window, lost in melancholy as the gray sky faded into the night. Okay, she sat by the window, lost in melancholy, lost in sadness, lost in deep sadness as the gray sky faded into the night. Okay? And they even used to have a word they used to describe. Before we called people depressed, there was another word. We didn't say you had depression. We said you had melancholia. Melancholia was the old word they used to use to describe depression. All right, so there's the first word, melancholy. Who wants to try to use the word? Practice using the word. Write a sentence and use the word melancholy. Come on. The word melancholy. Melancholy means deep sadness. So you need to write a sentence using the word melancholy. Tanaz says, I lost my dad a month ago. I'm in melancholy now. Yeah, you could say I'm in melancholy or I have melancholy now. Yeah, sure. Ravi, maybe you could say, I do not like stories of melancholy. Okay. And Huda, you could say she is in a state of melancholy and got used to it. She is in a state of melancholy and got used to it, or is getting used to it. A deep melancholy fell upon me. Good. Is melancholy... Oh, that's a good thing I should add to this. Melancholy is an adjective. Well, no. In this case, it's a... No. It's a noun. So melancholic would be the verb, the noun... Sorry, adjective form of it. Let me double check on that. Forms of melancholy. One moment. All right, so yeah, melancholy is the noun, but melancholy can also be an adjective, right? So you could say a sense of melancholy filled the room. That would be a noun. But you could also say the empty house had a melancholy atmosphere. That would be an adjective. Okay, and then you could say melancholic as well. That would be also an adjective. It had a melancholic feel. Okay. There is an adverb form as well, but it's not common. Melancholically. Okay? She is in melancholy because of her loss. Yes. I was in melancholy when I broke up with my relationship with my family. Sure. Hello, Jesus. Thank you very much. He's been suffering from melancholy since his childhood. Good, yes. She has become melancholic since she lost her husband. Very good, Luke. Yeah, he is in melancholy because of failing an exam. You could say he is in melancholy because of failing an exam. Okay? All right, good. Well done. Let's move on to the next word. The next word is euphoria. This is a good one. Euphoria. I can't make it too much bigger. Can you guys see it or not? It should be big enough. I think that's about as big as I can make it. Okay, so euphoria, a state of intense happiness and well-being. You are in a state of euphoria. I live in the state of Ohio, but I've always wanted to live in the state of euphoria. That's a joke. Greek. This is a Greek word. This word comes from Greek. And the Greek letters EU mean good, right? So, for example, let's see. One moment, I'm looking for a word. Oh, never mind. So, the EU letters mean good, and pharein meaning to bear or to carry. So, if you put those two Greek words together, you get euphoria. Okay? And so it means to carry goodness, right? To bear or carry goodness. Right, a sense of happiness. So, He felt a wave of euphoria after hearing the good news. He felt a wave of euphoria after hearing the good news. All right, and where do we use this term, euphoria? It's a medical term, it's a psychological term, it's an emotional term, and they use it to describe drugs as well, meaning like the feeling you get when you use them, right? It's a feeling of euphoria. That's what they say, okay? So, but euphoria is used to describe any intense feeling of happiness. You know, maybe you haven't seen your family in years and you finally see them and it's a state of euphoria. Or maybe your dog, every time you come home, your dog is in a state of euphoria to see you again. You know, dogs don't know if the difference between one day and 1 year. Sometimes it seems like they're always happy to hear or see you at home. Okay, so go ahead and try to use the word euphoria. Sometimes we regret a promise made in euphoria. Very good. Yeah, that's good. I got into euphoria when I saw my exam results. You could say, Huda, you could say, I had euphoria, or I had a feeling of euphoria. Or you could say, I was euphoric. Euphoric when I saw my exam results. There we go. I tried Italian food for the first time. I felt euphoric. Perfect. When we are in love, we are in euphoria. Hopefully, yes. That's correct. There's a good TV series named Euphoria. Okay. Hello, LeBron. Anyone else want to try Euphoria? Come on, write the sentence. Euphoria. No one else? Come on, guys, you got to practice. Don't waste our time. There's no stage time today. I'm teaching. Pay attention. Robbie says a lot of money will make us feel euphoria. Okay, I felt euphoric when I won the basketball game after years of training. Diran, you could stay and actually pay attention and learn. I am a teacher. I'm teaching a class for free right now. Why not try learning? I went into euphoria after I won the game. Well done. Yes, good. The students celebrated graduation with contagious euphoria. Perfect. Really good sentence. That's a great one. Okay, good. Next word is apprehension. Apprehension. Apprehension means anxiety or fear about something that may happen. Anxiety or fear about something that may happen. I'm filled with anxiety or I'm filled with apprehension. Okay? And the word apprehension comes from the words meaning toward and to seize or grasp. So what that means is you're about to get something. And when you're about to get something, you feel a sense of anxiety, right? Yeah, so that's what we feel. We feel apprehension. Okay, look, originally it means grasping in the mind, right? So originally the meaning was to understand something, right? But now the meaning actually means to grasp fearfully, right? So it's like the fear of getting something or touching something. Imagine the fear that you have when you're about to touch something very hot. right? If there's fire and you're about to touch it, then you feel what? Apprehension. Okay? To seize or grasp the fire. Let's put it that way, right? She approached the stage with apprehension, heart pounding in her chest. She approached the stage with apprehension, heart pounding in her chest. Okay? And where do we use this? We use it in to describe internal emotional states. So I'm feeling apprehensive. I have apprehension. Apprehension is the noun. Apprehensive is the adjective. Okay. Maybe a test will give you a sense of apprehension. I'm taking a test, or I'm about to take a test, so I have apprehension. Okay. Or maybe you're reading a book, and it's a mystery book, or it's a horror book, or it's an adventure book, and there's something exciting that's about to happen, then you get a sense of apprehension. It's like a pre-assumption. Well, kind of. It's a feeling of pre-assumption, right? It's like you assume nervousness. Nagam, I believe that apprehension is an evolutionary state that we're naturally fearful of new things or things that we're afraid of, right? We're naturally fearful of things that we don't know about, right? And so the feeling of apprehension, anxiety, is part of our evolution. It's good. It usually helps us to know when something bad is going to happen. But apprehension can be a feeling that we get unnecessarily sometimes. Sometimes we feel anxiety or apprehension in amounts that we don't need to, or that we don't need to at all. The heart exam made me feel apprehension. Yeah, sure. Yeah. But, Mona, since we're practicing vocabulary, then you could maybe try to use different words. Like, instead of saying hard, you could say what? The difficult exam, right? You could say many, many different words there. Oops, wrong app. Let's try that. You could say the challenging exam, the demanding exam, the laborious exam, the painful exam, the formidable exam. Right? So practice your words, right? All right, let's see. I feel apprehension before the seminar, but later I was good and felt euphoria. So, Rin, you could say, I felt apprehension before the seminar, but later I felt good. Or later I felt euphoric. Maybe it would be better. I felt apprehension before this seminar, but later I was euphoric. You could also say, I felt apprehensive before the seminar, but later I was euphoric. Okay? I have apprehension when I go to an exam. I have apprehension that the company might reject me. He felt a sense of apprehension when he became the CEO of the company he always dreamt of. Okay, yeah. Good. I had an apprehension when the judge was about to say the last words after my trial in court. You could just say, I had apprehension. You don't need an. Apprehension is a feeling. We don't count them. Okay? So you could say, I had apprehension, or you could say, I was apprehensive. Meeting the strangers made him apprehensive about sharing details with them. Okay, good. I feel apprehensive when I had... You could say, I feel apprehensive when I have an interview, because you said, I feel. That's now, right? If you say, I felt then that would match the sentence you wrote. I felt apprehensive when I had an interview. Felt and had, they match, right? I feel apprehensive when I have an interview. Feel and have, they match. Okay, Bahar? When I talk with strangers, I feel apprehension. Good. And hello, Ruby. Fatima, it's right here. Right there on the screen. Apprehension. Okay. Hello, Tanya. Every person inevitably goes through the problems of apprehension. Sure. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. All right, good. Let's go to the next word. The next word is resilience. Resilience. That's a good word. Resilience. Resilience means the ability to recover quickly from difficulties or adapt well to adversity. So that means that you can recover quickly. When things are bad, you recover quickly, then you are resilient. Resilient. You have resilience. Okay? You are resilient. You have resilience. Okay? If you adapt well, when things are really tough and things are bad and you adapt, you're quick, it's okay, I can deal with this, no problem. Then you are resilient. Okay? And this word, in Latin, the word means back, and salire means to jump. So it really means to jump back, right? When they knock you down, you jump back up. When they knock you down, you jump back up. You are resilient. You spring back. Okay, that's what the word really means, is to spring back. Despite the loss, his resilience helped him move forward with hope. Despite the loss, his resilience helped him move forward with hope. Where do we use this term, resilience? We use it in psychology. We use it to talk about feelings of people, right? This guy is really resilient, right? Qualities of people. Trauma recovery, meaning something bad happened to you. Your father died, your parents died in a car accident, your sister, whatever, had a disease or something. That's traumatic. That hurts, right? But if you come back from that and you even though you had something terrible happen, you spring right back, then you are resilient, right? For trauma. And for personal growth, right? So being resilient is a characteristic we encourage in people. We want people to be resilient. We want you to bounce back when you can. All right? The first time she met him, she was apprehensive. Right. I am a resilient person. Good. In order to survive, you need to stay resilient. Good. Resilience is what helps you sail through tough times. Good. People always develop the resilience traits after having some great experience. You could say people always develop the traits of resilience, or the trait of resilience after having some great experience, or difficult experience. You should be resilient when you face a new challenge in your life. Good. I'm trying to be more resilient because this life is so cruel, right? If anybody died who's so close to you, then you need to have resilience, right? If someone close to you dies, then you must be resilient, Ravi. That's what you can say. If someone close to you dies, then you must be resilient, or you must have resilience. Okay? My father was a psychologist. Maybe that's the reason you learned how to be resilient. Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah. So use resilient when you use the word be. Use resilience when you use the word have. To have resilience, to be resilient. It's like excellence and excellent. To be excellent, to have excellence. Understand, Mona? The Army showed great resilience in the war. Good. Yes. Powell, very quickly, I will explain that to you. You said, could you explain the pronunciation of help him? Help him. The H is not silent. Listen to me. Help him. Help him. Help him. Help him. There's two very clear H's. Now, if you're British, you might say, help him. Now, when you say it quickly, the H just seems to disappear because it goes by so quickly. But it is there. Right? Okay? Don't think about it too much. Overthinking will make it worse. All right, let's go to the next word. Equanimity. Equanimity is the next word. Equanimity means mental calmness, composure, and evenness of temper, especially under stress. To have equanimity means that you stay equal, you stay balanced. That even when things are bad, you're calm. Okay, that's to have equanimity. It comes from the Latin word equus, meaning even and level, and animus, meaning mind or spirit. So really, what this means in Latin, it means evenness of mind. You have an even mind. It's even, it's balanced. A balanced mind. Okay? Could that be the opposite of apprehension? I wouldn't say it's the opposite, but it is an opposing feeling. So it's not directly opposite, right? It's not exactly opposite, but it is definitely in the opposite family. Okay? Being that apprehension is a negative feeling and equanimity is a positive one. Let's put it that way. Okay? She responded to the criticism with remarkable equanimity. She responded to the criticism with remarkable equanimity. So, yeah, they were criticizing her, and some people might get mad or get upset or get bothered, but she was she had remarkable equanimity. Okay? Okay, you want to practice using the word equanimity? Hello, Ghost. If you are at the top of the system, then equanimity will help you. I'm not sure if I understand that correctly, Ravi. Because of his equanimity, he could handle the matter better than anyone in the emergency situation. Good, Twilly, that's good. Yeah. His calmness of mind, his composure, his evenness of temper. Okay? He's a cool cat under stress. That's what we say. Be a cool cat means be cool, be calm, right? Like an emergency room doctor. An emergency room doctor must have a lot of equanimity because there are constantly emergencies coming in. They can't panic. They have to have composure. A cool cucumber, that's right. That's right. I try to have equanimity in the chaos of my house. Right, yeah, you could say the chaos of my house. Yeah. It is important for sports persons to maintain equanimity when under pressure. You could say it's important for sports players or team members in sports to maintain equanimity. Come on. A few more people try the word equanimity. In spite of her husband's unfaithfulness, she handled the issue with equanimity. Very good. Well done, Luke. You have good sentences. He accepted their problems with composure and she with equanimity. Good. Yes, good. Except you need a comma after composure when you say he accepted their problems with composure, comma, and she with equanimity. and actually you might need a comma. Where should the comma be? And she, comma, with equanimity. Ah, yeah, it might be after she, actually. Yeah. Anyway, she's known for her equanimity, always handles stress situations wisely. Always handling stressful situations wisely. Good. Uh, Carlos, it's not a neutral feeling. No, it just means you're cool. You're not bothered. You don't panic. Under pressure, you're calm, right? When everything is chaotic, when everything is stressful, when everything is difficult and terrible and bad, you are cool and calm and you say, "Okay, let's do this and this and this." That is to have equanimity. Okay? If you panic and you say, "Oh my God, what are we going to do? Oh no, what are we going to do?" That's not having equanimity. All right? In life, we need equanimity, yes. Okay, good. Let's go to the next word. The next word is disillusionment. Disillusionment. To have disillusionment is to have the feeling of disappointment from discovering that something is not as good as believed. That is a feeling very common where I live right now. To have disillusionment, I think it's a very common feeling around the world right now. In Spanish, equanime. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, it still has the same Latin. Whenever I become irritated, I try to take a deep breath to maintain my equanimity. Good, yes. Equanimity is protecting you from getting regret later. You could say, Rin. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how your equanimity could prevent you from having regret. You need to explain it a little bit better. Everything seems disillusioned when nothing works, right? Yeah, it's like discontentment. It's a form of discontentment. But it's a form of like when you're excited or you feel like something is really wonderful and great and then you find out it's not. Maybe you meet one of your heroes, right? You meet an actor who's one of your favorite actors, and when you meet him, he's a real jerk. And he's not at all like what you thought he'd be like. You'll feel a sense of disillusionment because you met your hero, but they are not as good as you thought. You feel disappointed. Okay? Many young graduates face disillusionment when they enter the job market. Yes, disillusionment is good when it saves you from further damage. Yeah, that might work. Okay? Dis meaning away or not, and illusionum meaning illusion or deception. Right? So what does disillusionment mean? It means the removal of illusion. An illusion is something false. It's fake. It's an illusion. It's not real. So disillusionment means, oh, now I see that this thing I believed was real is not real. It's like a mirage, if you know that word. Okay, this is like the feeling of a mirage is disillusionment. What is a mirage? When you're walking in the desert and you need some water, you're desperate for water, and you see something and you think, I see water, I see water, I see water. And then you get there and you realize it was a hallucination, it's not real. And you feel disillusionment because it wasn't real, right? Well, that's how you feel when you meet someone that is not what you thought they would be, or when you do something that is not what you thought it would be. When you go somewhere and you think it's not what you thought it would be. Right? Disillusionment gets her in the blue feeling. You could say her disillusionment has made her feel blue. blue means to feel sad. So her disillusionment has made her feel blue. Yeah. I'm afraid of feeling disillusioned. That's why I don't get impressed by anyone on social media. Yeah, Huda, you could say, I'm afraid of being disillusioned. That's why I don't. You could say that's why I don't follow the personalities on social media. Because a personality is what they put on there. It's not real, right? It's just a personality. Okay, I felt disillusionment when my friend was involved in a robbery case. Okay, good. I used to think my professor was fabulous, but I ended up discovering that it was all disillusionment. Mona, you could say, yeah, I used to think my professor was fabulous, but I ended up feeling disillusioned. I ended up feeling disillusioned. We always feel disillusioned when some methods for English learning do not work, right? Okay, good. No, it's not exactly like when you expect something but a different thing appears. It's when you expect something to be great but you find out it's not. Okay? It's not that it's different, it's that it's not great. You thought it was great and it's not, right? Okay, it's not like Rin. It's disillusionment is not when, you expect a red bus but a blue bus comes. That's not disillusionment. Okay? When you expect the bus to come but no bus comes, that's disillusionment, right? When you're told that it's the best bus ride in the world, that no bus ride could be better, and then you take the bus ride and it's a terrible bus ride, that's disillusionment. Okay, so when you think something is going to be great and you find out it's not, that's disillusionment. Okay? A sense of disillusionment hit him when he tried to carefully analyze what he's actually accomplished after being loyal for his job for so many years. Yes. But again, Twilly, you could also use the word he was disillusioned after trying to carefully analyze what he's accomplished from being a loyal employee on his job for so many years. Disillusionment is inevitable if you don't see people for who they really are. Carlos says, or it makes you feel crestfallen due to something or someone. Yeah, crestfallen is a good word, but it is not a common word. Okay, if you use the word crestfallen, it's like a literary word, right? So it's definitely not a word I would use in regular conversation, and it might be a word that some people might look at you and say, what is crestfallen? I don't even know what that is, right? So the crest, by the way, if you want to know what crestfallen is, the crest is what we call the top of the bird's head, I think it's called the crest, right? And so when you drop your head, right, like when you're sad, right? What do you do when you're sad? You drop your head, right? You're crestfallen. Okay? But good word, very good word, but more of a literary word. I would use it in writing. I wouldn't use it in conversation. Okay, Carlos? Inevitable means you can't avoid it. It's going to happen no matter what you try to do. The disillusionment has made her feel blue, has made her feel blue. Disillusionment can be the first step towards clarity and real freedom. That's true. That's a good way to look at it. I'm scared of falling in love because of disillusionment. Well, Romina, even if you choose not to decide, you have still made a choice. So what that means is If you choose not to fall in love because you're afraid of disillusionment, you'll still probably be disillusioned because you never tried. You never tried at all. So you might as well try. Disillusionment can happen through trying or through not trying. Let's see. I was thinking of being an English expert after learning for 1 year, which results in disillusionment. Diran, well, that's because learning a language is not a skill, it's a personality trait. You can't learn a personality trait in 1 year. You learn a personality trait through your whole life. Okay? Me, as a drummer, drumming is not a skill. Drumming is part of my personality. It's something I work on as part of my personality. Okay? They might turn away in disillusionment as if such disputes made a fool of all meaning. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I like that sentence. It's poetic. Let's see. I was ready to order this Apple TV. After seeing the bad reviews, my interest sharply became disillusioned, or I became sharply disillusioned. Okay, good. Next word. Next word. Despondent. Despondent means you have low spirits from the loss of hope or confidence, right? So if you've lost all hope and lost all confidence, then you feel despondent, okay? And where does this word come from? D meaning down, and spondere means to promise or pledge. So originally this means like giving up hope. So it used to be that you would pledge, right? You would promise, you would pledge by putting your hand up and saying, I pledge that I will do this. But to be despondent is now your hand is down. And you're saying, I give up. I have no hope anymore. I give up. I have no hope anymore. Right? You're no longer promising that you will have a good outcome. He grew despondent after months of unanswered job applications. He grew despondent after months of unanswered job applications. Okay? So, despondent is kind of like depressed. It's like sad. It's like blue. It's like hopeless. Okay? He grew despondent after months of unanswered job applications, right? The team was despondent after losing the final match in the last minute. Good. You shouldn't feel despondent. Life has ups and downs, but this too shall pass. Good. But, Mona, that should be... the first sentence should end after despondent. You shouldn't feel despondent, period. Life has ups and downs, comma, but this too shall pass, period. Okay? Every person feels despondent after breaking up with their partners. Okay, good. I am so despondent. Okay. Okay, good. Despondent, do we understand despondent? I feel despondent means I feel I have no hope, no confidence. I'm hopeless. I'm hopeless. I'm despondent. I'm in low spirits. I have no confidence, no hope. I'm despondent. Okay? The adverb form would be despondently. He despondently wrote the letter, or something like that. There is no PDF, but this is just ChatGPT. you can just ask ChatGPT to do the same thing. Or you can go to my YouTube channel and watch this again. Okay, after I'm finished here, this will be on my YouTube channel and you can go watch it again. Okay? Let's see. These words, Mona, are C1, C2. They feel better despondent for being not to pass their final exam. You could say, Juliana, you could say, let's see. Because they did not pass their final exam, they feel despondent. Okay? Or they feel despondent because they did not pass their final exam. Okay? He was despondently angry. Yeah. Hopelessly angry? I think you could use that. Yeah. Hopelessly angry. Sure. Yeah. He became suicidal, despondent about the end of his career. Yes, you could say he became suicidal and despondent about the end of his career. When we are near to death, we are totally despondent. Well, hopefully not. I think some people, when they're close to death, it's like, all right, I'm ready. Let's get this over with. Let's see what this new door is. Okay, let's try the next one. Exhilarated. Exhilarated, or to feel exhilaration, is a positive feeling. It means extremely happy, animated, elated. I feel exhilarated means really happy. Okay? Ex meaning out, and hilarare meaning to cheer up. Okay, this is also where we get the word hilarious. Hilarious means really funny, right? So exhilarated is related to the word hilarious, because you can see the H-I-L-A-R-A in there. Right? After finishing the race, she was exhilarated and bursting with energy. Okay? They feel despondent when they realize the failure. Yes, or they felt despondent when they realized the failure. When I nail my exams, I feel exhilarated. Good. And you can also have exhilaration. Exhilaration. I'm filled with exhilaration. I am exhilarated. I'm exhilarated to find this channel for learning. Thank you, Poe. I was exhilarated when I saw her for the first time. Good. Good. Let me check on my YouTube people. I hope I didn't forget them. Hello, YouTube people. Sundos, hello. Hello, Fatima and Melissa and Christian. Okay. Thank you, Nagam. Let's see. I feel exhilarated when I top the class, or when I'm at the top of the class, sure. I feel exhilarated after skydiving for the first time. Okay, good. Hank, I'm not sure. I think you're using the wrong word. We're not doing exaggerate. We're using exhilarate. Different. Exhilarated 就是高兴的，中文他们说就是高兴的 ，OK？ Exhilarated, exaggerated， 我忘记就是。I can't type. There it is. 夸张 Okay. I felt exhilarated when I finally published my first article. I felt exhilarated when I saw my dear friends Mark and Gunter. I felt exhilarated when Argentina won the World Cup. It's okay, Hank. Teacher Mark feels exhilarated when he said Chinese, okay? After knowing the opportunity to get the dream job position, he felt... after... Juliana, you could say... After getting the opportunity to have his dream job position, he felt exhilarated. After getting the opportunity to get the dream job position, get his dream job position, he felt exhilarated. I felt exhilarated when I received the present. Good. I feel exhilarated when having a new girlfriend. Good. Or when I have a new girlfriend, Hank. Okay, good. Let's do one more. I think I have time for one more. Trepidation. Oh, I like this one. Trepidation is a feeling of fear or agitation about something that may happen. So it's like apprehension, it's like anxiety, it's a feeling of like, oh no, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen now? Oh no, that's a feeling of trepidation. Okay, so trepidation, a feeling of fear or agitation about something that may happen. Okay, but it's a bad thing. Okay, nobody feels trepidation about something good. Okay, so apprehension could be about something good. Trepidation is always about something bad. All right? Comes from the Latin word trepidare, meaning to tremble or be alarmed. Okay? He opened the letter with great trepidation, fearing the worst. He opened the letter with great trepidation, fearing the worst. Everyone feels trepidation when trying to do something new in their life. No, Diron, that's what I mean. You're describing apprehension, not trepidation. Apprehension is the feeling of, I don't know what's going to happen, and that's a little bit scary. But that could be positive, right? So when we do new things in life, like go to a new school or move to a new city, you feel apprehension, but it's not necessarily bad, right? But trepidation is about bad things, okay? So maybe you got a new boss and you got the worst one. You heard about this guy, so you have a sense of trepidation about your new boss, okay? What's the difference between excited and exhilarated? I think I would say they're the same, Darko, but exhilarated is more. It's stronger, right? If I say I feel excited, it's this level. If I say I feel exhilarated, it's stronger. It's like a more powerful excitement, okay? A sense of exhilaration is like extreme excitement, okay? In the desert, if you lose your way, you will feel apprehension. Yes, but see, now that's one where I would say trepidation. In the desert, if you get lost, you'll feel trepidation because that's an intense fear that the worst is going to happen. Hank, you could say, I really feel trepidation when I have a nightmare. With trepidation, he confessed his feelings to her. His feelings to her, Ghost. With trepidation, he confessed his feelings to her. Right. But so in that's a perfect example. Ghost said, with trepidation, he confessed his feelings to her. When you say the word trepidation, it means that you're worried she is not going to like you. You're really worried that she's not going to like you. With apprehension is like, well, anxiety or apprehension is you are worried she doesn't like you, but maybe she does. Maybe she does, right? It's a sense of, I don't know what could happen. Okay? I had some trepidation about that because I don't know if he loved my present and my first date. Good. Yeah, good. But love should be loved. 过去式的. Okay? All right, and finally, the last word we're going to do for today is vindicated. Vindicated. To vindicate someone means to be cleared from blame or suspicion, to be proven right or justified. If you are vindicated, then someone thought you were wrong, someone thought you were bad, someone thought you did something terrible, but you did not. You were proven innocent. If you are proven innocent, then you have been vindicated. Okay? And it means to be cleared from blame or suspicion, right? Vindicare, which means to claim or avenge or set free, right? So this is like I'm not the bad guy. I've been vindicated. Okay? She felt vindicated when the truth finally came to light. She felt vindicated when the truth finally came to light. Not re-vindicated. No. Let me think about that, why that would not be to re-vindicate. I think maybe there you could do that, but that would be different. Let me see something. So there is a form of the word to re-vindicate, to vindicate again. But that's very, very uncommon, right? That means like someone thought you were the bad guy, then you proved you weren't the bad guy, then they thought you were the bad guy again, then you proved you weren't the bad guy again. So it's like you proved you were the good guy, then they said you're the bad guy again, then you proved you're the good guy again. So re-vindication means to prove you're good twice. Okay? So that's a very uncommon situation, I think. All right? I always find myself vindicated when somebody tries to argue with me in any subject matter. That sounds awfully arrogant, Diron. Be careful with words like those. Hello, Esther. He felt vindicated after the truth came out. Good. There is nothing for me to vindicate. I know I will be right in the end. Good, Hank. That's a very good use of the word. He felt vindicated when, after 10 years, he got justice. Good. Yeah. Yeah, more than once. Right. That's correct, Bellin. But like I said, that doesn't happen very often. I don't think you need to re-vindicate yourself very often. Not many people need to. Usually it's just one time. They think you're the bad guy, you prove you're the good guy. You're vindicated. Can I make this word more clear? Okay. Vindicated means someone thought you're the bad guy. Mona, they think you stole the car. They think you stole the car. Okay? They saw a girl who looks just like you, and so they saw that and they think that it's you. But then you prove it wasn't you because you were not even in the country then. You prove to them that you were in India, you were in Japan at the time that car was stolen. Now you have been vindicated. I have been vindicated means I have proven that I am innocent and you were wrong, that I was not the bad guy. Okay? I have an alibi. That's correct. All right? Best way to prove yourself right is through evidence, and often these people are considered vindicated. Correct. After the trial, he has been vindicated. Correct. Good. All right. Excellent. Guys, that was good. So here is what I wrote. If you want to see the prompt that I gave, this is the prompt that I gave to ChatGPT. Let's see, where is it? Where did it go? Oh, one moment. Here it is. Sorry, I forgot how far back it is. I want to create a group of vocabulary lists based on situations and topics. I want these words to be mostly C1, C2 level, and include a full etymological background, including their respective roots, and include example sentences in that context to see how they are properly used. All right, now, it gave me a list of many, many different things like this. Formal debate and argumentation words, emotions and mental states words. That's what we started with today. We did this one. We started with emotions and mental states. So, why did I do it this way? Because I want you to see that it's easier to remember vocabulary words if you choose a topic. So today we were talking about words that describe feelings, emotions, mental states. That's good. Learn all the words that describe being happy, being sad, feeling excited, feeling angry, all these different ways of saying that in higher language, right? But if you choose a topic, it's easier for you to remember because there's a context now. Okay, give yourself some context. That's why a dictionary is a terrible book for learning vocabulary. Because a dictionary, the only context the dictionary gives you is alphabetical context. Alphabetical context is not really useful. Alphabetical context does not help you know when you should use that word. But if you know that these words are used in government, and these words are used in emotions, and these words are adjectives, and these words are verbs, okay? You want me to paste it? Okay, hold on. Let's see. Here you go. There. Oh, sorry, it cut it off. Wait a minute. Let me get the other half. Etymological background, including their respective roots. There. Try that. Yeah, that's... So if you just copy background, the word background, right? That's the put those two together, and that's the whole prompt. Okay? You are welcome. Yeah, vocabulary, guys. If you want to learn vocabulary, you need a system. There are many, many systems you can create. Many, many, many. But you need to find ways to make the words you're learning relevant to your learning, right? Alphabetical order is not relevant to your life. But if you understand that these words are words from law, or these words are words from sports, and these words are words to describe houses or people, then that can help you to know when to use them and how to use them. Okay? All right. That's going to be it for today. Here is my website. Go to my website, sign up and subscribe. You can... I have free study materials on my website for studying English. Everything you need to study English is on my website, and it's free. All right? You can also go to my YouTube channel if you search for @AFIEC English. Search for @AFIEC English, and you will find my YouTube channel. Right now, this video is on YouTube. As soon as I'm finished, it will be uploaded to YouTube. So you can go watch this again and make notes and pause and stop and rewind and listen to it again. Okay? So go to my YouTube channel and follow, and you can watch this video again. If you missed some words or don't understand, try again. Okay? All right. Thank you to my YouTube people. Janeth, when I remember my childhood, I feel exhilarated. Good. I took a deep breath in order to avoid trepidation. Good. Very good. Excellent. Well done. All right. But the problem is not in memorizing, but in using what we had memorized. That's my point. When you memorize, you have no context because you're not giving yourself any context. When you learn with context, you give yourself context so that you know when to use the words. That's the point. Give yourself context, then you'll know when to use them. Okay? So that's why today we were talking about feelings. Those were all words about emotional states and feelings. So anytime you have an emotional state and feeling, now you have new words that you can use to describe that. AFIEC means a friend in every corner. A friend in every corner. A friend in every corner. Because I have 82,000 followers and I have at least one friend in every country in the world. Okay? You're welcome, Lizzie. Okay, I have to go. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for following. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening, wherever you live in the world. Goodbye, Esther. Goodbye, Belen. I hope Adriana is feeling better. You're going to try the salsa machine. Isn't that funny? I thought that was funny when I saw that. That was funny. All right, take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.